Kansas City Royals versus Miami Marlins. On Saturday, the Kansas City Royals, 47-50 3rd AL Central, play the middle game of a three-game series on the road against the Miami Marlins, 44-51 3rd NL East. Kansas City defeated the New York Mets 3-2 last Sunday before the All-Star Game break, snapping a two-game losing streak. Kansas City trails first-place Detroit in the American League Central by 12 games. Miami beat Baltimore 11-1 last Sunday before the break in a dominant all-around performance. The Marlins have won two straight and trail first-place Philadelphia by 10.5 games in the National League East. Still fighting to stay in the postseason picture, Kansas City will play without 8 pitchers, as well as position players Michael Massey and Mark Canha, limiting their depth. Miami will be without 6 pitchers, as well as position players Griffin Conine and Connor Norby, but still holds a healthier roster heading into this matchup. Kansas City Royals are 19th in batting average at .245, 26th in slugging percentage at .371, 27th in on-base percentage at 328th, in runs scored with 328. Vinny Pasquantino leads Kansas City in home runs with 15 and RBI with 56. Bobby Witt Jr. is second in home runs with 14. Witt Jr. and Salvador Perez are second in RBI with 54 apiece. Witt Jr. is having a very productive season at the plate with 32 doubles, which leads the Royals, 3 triples, and the aforementioned 14 home runs and 54 RBIs. Kansas City has hit 170 doubles, 16 triples, and 73 home runs for 259 extra base hits in 97 games. Kansas City is in the top 8 in 4 pitching categories. The Royals are second in ERA at 3.49, third in quality starts with 45, fifth in WHIP at 1.21, and 8th in batting average against at .235. Kris Bubic leads Kansas City in wins with 7, strikeouts with 113, and ERA for starters at 2.48. Kansas City had not yet announced the name of its starting pitcher for Saturday's game against the Marlins. Miami is 9th in batting average at .254 and 19th in each of the following: on-base percentage at .317, runs scored with 408, and slugging percentage at 392. Kyle Stowers leads Miami in home runs with 19, and Agustin Ramirez is second with 14. Stowers leads the Marlins in RBI with 54, and Otto Lopez is second with 48. Miami has hit 159 doubles, 15 triples, and 87 home runs for 261 extra base hits in 95 games. On the mound, Miami has struggled this season. The Marlins are 22nd in WHIP at 1.33, 24th in ERA at 4.89, 25th in batting average against at .253, and 30th or last in quality starts with just 17 in 95 games. Ronnie Henriquez leads Miami in wins with 5, and Edward Cabrera leads in strikeouts with 86. On Saturday, Miami will hand the ball to Cal Quantrill. This season, the right-hander is 3-8 with a 5.62 ERA, 1.445 WHIP, 24 walks and 67 strikeouts over 81.2 innings of work in 18 starts. Quantrill has struggled to generate swing and miss stuff and has often failed to work deep into games, putting added pressure on a bullpen that's already been overtaxed. The total has finished under 9 of Miami's last 13 games, 10 of Miami's last 11 games played at home, in all of Miami's last 5 games against Kansas City, and 4 of Kansas City's last 5 games overall. Miami is only 19th in runs scored, and Kansas City is 29th or next to last. Miami is 19th in slugging percentage, and Kansas City is 26th. With both offenses struggling to produce consistent power and timely hits, this matchup sets up well for another low-scoring result, dominated by pitching and weak contact. Miami starting pitcher Cal Quantrill was hit hard in his most recent outing, giving up 7 hits and 5 runs in 5 innings, and before that had 3 consecutive average outings, giving up 13 hits and 6 runs in 13.1 innings. However, Miami performed well over the final 20 games before the All-Star game break, winning 14, and they've built momentum that could carry into the second half. Miami has also won 4 of the last 5 played at home against Kansas City and 5 of the last 7 overall against the Royals. Kansas City has performed well on the mound as the Royals are in the top 8 of 4 pitching categories but have struggled at the plate. Kansas City is 19th in batting average, 26th in slugging percentage, and 29th in runs scored, consistently failing to deliver in high-leverage situations. Miami has had a strong performance this season from Kyle Stowers, who has hit 19 homers and knocked in 54 runs, and he's been especially productive at home, posting an OPS over .900 in front of the Miami crowd. The Marlins also boast improved team speed and have outscored opponents 27-12 in the 7th inning or later over their last 10 home games. With the Royals struggling at the plate and the Marlins surging before the break, give the edge to the hosts to start the second half strong. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Miami Marlins ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Baltimore Orioles versus Tampa Bay Rays. On Saturday, the Baltimore Orioles will face the Tampa Bay Rays at George M. Steinbrenner Field, and the Orioles and Rays have already completed 2 series this season. Baltimore has won 4 of the 7 matchups, and the series is tied 5-5 over the last 10 meetings. The under was 6-4 in those 10 games. Baltimore, 43-52 SU, 43-52 RL, and 41-50-4 OU, lost 2 of 3 games against Miami in its previous series. The Orioles are 6-4 in their last 10 games. The under was 7-3. Baltimore will turn to righty Dean Kremer tomorrow against the Rays. In his last outing, the 29-year-old held the Marlins to no runs and 3 hits with 7 Ks in 7.0 innings. He is 8-7 with a 4.24 ERA and 1.27 WHIP in 19 appearances, 18 starts this year, including 3-5 with a 5.83 ERA and 1.53 WHIP on the road, 12 starts. Baltimore hopes to advance much further this postseason after squandering a terrific regular season with a quick exit in the playoffs. The Orioles pitching staff has taken a step back with Corbin Burns gone and Grayson Rodriguez still on the IL, as the ball club sports a 4.92 ERA this season. The O's lineup is talented, although they have failed to consistently produce runs on the road, 3.6 per game. Tampa Bay, 50-47 SU, 51-46 RL, and 39-54-4 OU, was swept by Boston in its previous series. The Rays are 2-8 in their last 10 games. The under went 6-3-1. Tampa Bay will start right-hander Zach Littell on Saturday against the Orioles. In his last outing, the 29-year-old allowed 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 walks in a 5.2 frame win against Detroit. He is 8-7 with a 3.56 ERA and 1.08 WHIP this year, 19 starts, including 2-4 with a 3.40 ERA and 1.09 WHIP at home, 9 starts. Both starters have fared well against the competition, as Littell has a sub-3 ERA against Baltimore and Kremer boasts a sub-2 ERA against Tampa. While I expect the Rays to have better results against Kremer, they're unlikely to outscore the Orioles by several runs. These teams typically play to the under in divisional matchups, combined 30-25-1 in AL East games. Considering that this is the 3rd series between these ball clubs this season, I anticipate a competitive lower-scoring game. Familiarity between hitters and pitchers in these divisional battles often leads to more strategic at-bats and cautious decision-making from both managers, which tends to suppress run totals. Additionally, both teams feature top-tier bullpen arms that have performed well in late-inning situations, giving them the tools to hold narrow leads. The Rays' offense has been streaky against right-handers, and Baltimore tends to thrive more when facing lesser pitching staffs, which is not the case here. Look for tight innings, efficient pitching performances, and a close score that leans toward another underhitting in this AL East showdown. Rays lost momentum just before the break, dropping several winnable games, but were one of the hottest teams in baseball before that, winning 33 of 55 games in May and June, and showing consistency on both sides of the ball. TB is 28-25 in its new digs at George M. Steinbrenner Field, New York's spring training site, where they score 4.6 runs per game and pitch to a 3.72 ERA. Their offense has remained steady even in tighter ballparks, and their pitching staff has adjusted well to the venue's nuances, particularly the bullpen, which has logged a 3.28 ERA in home games over the past month. The team's defensive metrics also rank in the top third of the league, suggesting they can stay competitive even when the offense cools off. If they can regain their early summer rhythm, Tampa Bay could quickly become a second-half threat again. Both starters have fared well against the competition, as Littell has a sub-3 ERA against Baltimore, and Creamer boasts a sub-2 ERA against Tampa. While I expect the Rays to have better results against Creamer, they're unlikely to outscore the Orioles by several runs. These teams typically play to the under in divisional matchups, combined 30-25-1 in AL East games. Considering that this is the third series between these ball clubs this season, I anticipate a competitive lower-scoring game. The familiarity between hitters and pitchers in these divisional battles often leads to more strategic at-bats and cautious decision-making from both managers, which tends to suppress run totals. Additionally, both teams feature top-tier bullpen arms that have performed well in late-inning situations, giving them the tools to hold narrow leads. The Rays' offense has been streaky against right-handers, and Baltimore tends to thrive more when facing lesser pitching staffs, which is not the case here. Look for tight innings, efficient pitching performances, and a close score that leans toward another underhitting in this AL East showdown. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Tampa Bay Rays ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Boston Red Sox versus Chicago Cubs. It's a big matchup between two of the top teams in the sport on Saturday, July 19th. The Red Sox are 53-46 and they are in third place in the AL East. Boston had their 10-game winning streak snapped when the Cubs beat them on Friday afternoon. Chicago is 58-49, and they lead the NL Central Division as they have won 4 of their last 5 games. Boston to start Brayan Bello, while the Cubs are set to start Shota Imanaga. Boston is 53-46 overall this season. They are in third place in the American League East Division, as they are 3.5 games back of the Blue Jays for first place. Boston does hold the second wild card spot as they are 2 games ahead of Tampa Bay. The Red Sox are 21-26 when they have played on the road. The Red Sox came into the All-Star break winning 10 straight games, but they had their streak snapped as the Cubs defeated them 4-1 on Friday, July 18th. On Saturday, Brayan Bello is set to start against the Cubs. The right-handed pitcher is 6'3" with a 3.14 ERA in 15 starts and 1 relief pitcher this year. His last appearance saw him throw 6.1 innings against the Rays on July 13th. He allowed 1 run and 6 hits in a 4-1 win. The Red Sox are 9-7 when Bello has started this season. They are also 1-3 when he has started on the road. Bello holds a 2.95 ERA when pitching on the road this year. The Red Sox are hitting .255 this season, which ranks 6th best. They have scored the 5th most runs while they also own the most hits in the sport. The Red Sox are hitting the 6th most home runs too. They are hitting .243 when playing on the road. Boston is holding on to a .298 average in July. Boston also has a .287 batting average against National League clubs. Chicago is 58-49 overall this season. They are in first place in the National League Central Division. The Cubs are 1.5 games ahead of the Brewers, leading into Saturday's game. Chicago holds a top 2 spot in the National League as they are neck and neck with the Dodgers in the race for playoff seeding. Chicago is 31-16, when they have played at home, showing consistent dominance at Wrigley Field. The Cubs have won 4 of their last 5 games coming into Saturday. In their last game, the Cubs defeated the Red Sox 4-1 on Friday, July 18th. Behind a strong pitching performance and timely hitting, Shota Imanaga gets the start for the Cubs against the Red Sox on Saturday. The right-handed pitcher is 6'3" with a 2.65 ERA in 12 starts. His last start saw him throw 7 innings against the Yankees on July 13th. He allowed 1 run and 2 hits while striking out 6 batters. The Cubs are 8-4 when Imanaga gets the start. They are also 3-2 when he has started at home. In 5 starts, Imanaga has a 4.61 ERA when pitching at home. While his home numbers are inflated compared to his road splits, his elite command and ability to limit big innings continue to make him a reliable option. The Cubs are hitting .255 this season, which ranks 8th in the league. They have scored the 2nd most runs, while they also rank 2nd most in hits. They have hit the 3rd most home runs, while they rank 5th in doubles hit. Chicago is hitting .246 this season at home. They are hitting .256 in July, and they have a .265 batting average against American League clubs. Their balanced attack features power and contact, making them one of the more dangerous lineups in baseball. The Cubs have also shown solid discipline at the plate, working counts and drawing walks at a healthy clip, which helps set the table for their run producers. Additionally, their lineup depth has been crucial, as multiple players are contributing rather than relying on 1 or 2 stars. The Cubs came out and fired a big win on Friday night, snapping Boston's impressive 10-game winning streak and sending a message that they're not backing down. Chicago will look to keep that momentum rolling with another key win on Saturday. The Cubs lead the NL Central and are in the top 2 of the National League standings, having won 4 of their last 5 outings. Their offense has been especially hot, scoring the 2nd most runs in the league, and they've consistently produced with runners in scoring position. Shota Imanaga has backed that effort with a solid 2.65 ERA in 12 starts this year and continues to give the Cubs quality innings. Meanwhile, the Red Sox will counter with Brayan Bello, but Boston holds just a 1-3 record when he starts on the road, and overall they have struggled away from Fenway Park, sporting a 21-26 road record. Chicago's offense is built to do damage early and often, with power bats capable of changing the game in a single swing. Expect the Cubs to out-hit Boston and capitalize on their home field advantage, using timely hitting and the long ball to secure another win in this high-stakes weekend series. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Chicago Cubs minus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Houston Astros versus Seattle Mariners. The Mariners have been listed as moneyline favorites in 61 games this season, compiling a 34-27 record in those matchups. When favored with odds of minus 123 or shorter, they've gone 26-21, reflecting a 55.3% winning percentage in those tighter lines. On the other side, the Astros have played 29 games as underdogs and have performed well, winning 17 of them for a 58.6% success rate. They've also fared solidly when priced at plus 102 or longer, going 12-9 in those contests. Regarding totals, Seattle has played in 97 games with set over-unders and has seen the total go over in 53 of them, 53 to 39-5. Houston has also been involved in 97 games with posted totals, with the over-hitting in 41 of those outings. The Seattle Mariners have been a strong offensive team this season, ranking 9th in Major League Baseball in scoring with an average of 4.7 runs per game and a total of 457 runs. They've shown solid power at the plate, hitting 138 home runs, 6th most in the league, while maintaining a .250 team batting average, which places them 13th overall. However, their offense has also been prone to strikeouts, averaging 8.8 per game, the 5th highest rate in the majors. On the mound, Seattle's pitching staff ranks 17th with an average of 8.3 strikeouts per 9 innings and holds a team ERA of 3.90, placing them 16th across the league. This balance of power hitting and middle-of-the-pack pitching has kept the Mariners competitive throughout the season. The Houston Astros have had a steady offensive season, ranking 17th in Major League Baseball with 419 total runs scored, averaging 4.3 runs per game. They've hit 110 home runs, placing them 13th in the league, while their .257 team batting average ranks an impressive third overall. Offensively, Houston has excelled in making contact, averaging just 7.8 strikeouts per game, the sixth best rate in the majors. On the pitching side, the Astros have been elite, leading all of baseball with 9.8 strikeouts per 9 innings and recording a strong team ERA of 3.64, which ranks 6th in the league. This combination of efficient hitting and dominant pitching has made Houston a formidable team despite a relatively modest run total. The Mariners will hand the ball to Evans, 3-3, for his 10th start of the season. He enters the game with a 4.65 ERA and has recorded 35 strikeouts over 51 third innings pitched. While his numbers have been up and down, Evans has shown the ability to pitch deep into games when he gets ahead early in counts. Cal Raleigh has been Seattle's top power bat, leading the team with 38 homers and 83 RBIs. His ability to change the game with one swing has been crucial in close contests. Julio Rodriguez has been a steady contributor as well, tallying 99 hits while posting a .315 on-base percentage and a .415 slugging percentage. And he's also been a threat on the base paths with his speed. Randy Arozarena has added solid production with 89 hits, a .358 OBP, and a .470 slugging mark, providing key protection behind Rodriguez in the lineup. J.P. Crawford leads the Mariners in batting average at .289 and has chipped in with 7 home runs and 38 RBI, providing consistency at the top of the order. His plate discipline and ability to extend at-bats have helped set the tone for the offense. Seattle's lineup has grown more balanced as the season has progressed, and with a solid defensive core behind Evans, the Mariners will look to control the pace of the game and lean on their strengths to pick up a key win. The Astros will send Lance McCullers, 2-4, to the mound for his 11th start of the season, looking to turn things around after a challenging start to the year. While his ERA has hovered near the high 4s, he's shown flashes of his former dominant self, particularly when generating swings and misses with his curveball. At the plate, Isaac Paredes leads the team in home runs with 19, showcasing his power in the middle of the lineup and giving Houston a much-needed boost in clutch moments. Jose Altuve has been the most productive run producer, leading Houston with 52 RBIs and continuing to deliver timely hits from the top of the order. Yainer Diaz has contributed solidly with a .243 batting average, adding 11 doubles, a triple, 13 home runs, and 14 walks to his resume, making him a valuable contributor at the catcher position. Cam Smith has also provided value offensively, batting .274 with 16 doubles, 2 triples, 7 homers, and 27 walks, helping round out a lineup that blends power with versatility. The Astros also benefit from their depth, with role players like Mauricio Dubon and Jeremy Pena offering consistent contact hitting and solid base running. If Houston can get McCullers back on track and maintain its offensive rhythm, this team has the potential to make a serious postseason push. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Seattle Mariners ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.